Welcome back to our Python tutorial series, and in today's tutorial we will learn about for loops. In our previous video we have studied while loop. Then what's the need of the for loop? The need is because when we have to deal with sequences such as string, tuple, list, etc., then for loop is preferred over while loop. And I will illustrate this with an example. I hope you have remembered that we have done that example in previous video to print the alphabets line by line. Okay, so we have done that program with while loop, and in today's video we will do that program with for loop. So before moving forward, let me tell you the syntax of for loop. So the syntax of for loop is, first you have to use a keyword known as for, then you have to use a variable, then you have to use a keyword in, and now you can use two things, either a sequence or a range. If you don't want to deal with a sequence, if you just want to deal with the numbers like we have done in while loop, for example, if you want to run loop 10 times, then we can use range. And in our previous video I have told you that range is a data type. Now moving forward, let's repeat the question that we have discussed in our previous video. So from string import ASCII lowercase. We will store the values of ASCII lowercase in certain string. Let me name it S ASCII lowercase. Okay. Now if you print S, okay. Now the output is this A B C D E F G H up to Z. So that means that this S variable is containing all the strings from A to Z. So now our task is to print it line by line. So as I have told you, in for loop it simplifies things as it is better than while loop. So to prove this, we will write for I in S, print I. It simply means that I is iterating from A to Z. That means when you can just think of it like this, that first value of I will be A, then A will get printed, then the loop will run again, and then the next value of I will B, then B will get printed, and so on up to Z. If I run, see, you can see this, and you can compare this code with while loop. In while loop we have to use certain conditions, we have to initialize a variable, we have to do so many things. So isn't it simple? Yes, it is. We can say that the for loop is better than while loop when we are dealing with sequences. And if you want to use for loop for printing any certain value or any certain statement for n time, then we can also use for loop for that. So just let me erase this. Okay. Now for I in, as I've said earlier, we will use range 5, and if I type print nursery to varsity, and if I run this, I get nursery to varsity 5 times. So you might all been thinking that what actually the number of argument this range takes. Okay, so basically this range key data type takes 3 argument. Number one is from where we have to start the loop. Let's say default value is 0 up to where we have to end the loop. As we can see here, PyCharm is um, telling us that first argument is a start point, second argument is a stop point, and third argument is a step point. That means the increment or decrement with which value we have to increment the loop, or with which value we have to decrement the loop. So here this is equivalent to what we have written earlier. Okay, if I again run this loop, it is, and the output is same. Okay, and remember, this 5 is not included. This is included. 0 is included, but 5 is not included. Okay, so this loop is running from 0 to 4. 0 1 2 3 4. Okay, now let me print I instead of nursery to varsity, so you can understand this thing more clear. So you can understand this thing. So things will be clear for you. So things will be more clear for you. Let me run this. As you can see, it's from 0 to 4. Now what if I have to run this loop by using a step size 2? Like I have to run this loop like 0, 2, 4, like I have to increment every count by 2. So for that I have to write the step size 2. By default it is 1. Okay, so if I run this program now, and you can see the output is 0 to 4. The loop is incrementing itself by 2. Now I would like to tell you one thing which I hope not everyone tells you. So see this example. In this example you can see we are not using this variable I in this. We are just simply printing this nursery to varsity um, for 5 times. Then what's the need of writing this I variable over here? So instead of this I variable, Python provides a special character to us which ignores the values, okay, which is generating from this loop, and that special character is nothing but underscore. Okay, now if I run this program, the output is same, nursery to varsity 5 times. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any queries regarding today's lecture regarding the underscore thing, you can just mention me in the comment section, or you are free to mail us at nerdtuber@gmail.com. And in our next tutorial, we will discuss some important topics, important programs using for loop, and those programs will include pattern programs, some sequence related programs, and many more. So just stay tuned, and we are hoping to see you in the next lecture. Enjoy learning.